Okay, the last video, this is video 12, so we'll do a quick recap on here. So on there we've got our context sheet, initial thoughts, product analysis 1, product analysis 2, your client interview, and your mood board now for your album covers. So they're the 6 areas that we should have completed by now. Remember, if you've not sent them, get them sent so I can get them ticked off before I start chasing them. If we move through that, so an example of your context sheet, then we got the initial thoughts, then we got the product analysis 2, your client interview and results, and then your mood board for your surface graphics that we can use when we come back, and we can start using that to help us with the surface graphics for our design. Remember, it's got to be related, so if your client is going to be and the genre of music is indie, then we need to be looking at indie album covers as opposed to pop music album covers. Okay. So these are lesson names. They're very similar from the previous one on lesson 11 on there. So we're just going to have a quick look at the assessment criteria, which is the same. So this is for the section A. So remember, it's 10 marks on offer for here. So we're looking at comprehensive investigations to the work of others. So this time we're looking at, and here we flip through the aims. We're still using web searches. So this is secondary forms of research. And then we're looking on here at trying to look at some existing CD packaging ideas. So we're looking at the nets really. We're not interested in the surface graphics, it's the nets this time and what they look like in 3D. So here's an example, which again, it took me maybe about 25 minutes, 30 minutes to collect these. So you can see on the left hand side, we've got some examples here of the 2D nets. So when we come to design the ideas for the CD packaging, we'll have a better idea of what they look like in 2D. You will have done this in your maths lessons where you look at 2D forms and then transfer them into 3D. And then over here, we've got some examples of some 3D forms as well. So you're trying to look at examples of CD packaging which you think could work for you. We've got some annotations around the side here to say what could work for us and why in our projects. And then we've got a review down at the bottom here where you're trying to show to the examiner that yes, you've collected a load of images off the internet and it's not stopped there. You're looking at those images and saying, how can that help me when I come to do the design, and what's unique about that design that I could incorporate into my work. So for example here, if I'm doing heavy metal, this one's got a profile of a fluffy cloud cut out of it. Well, that's not going to be relevant to a heavy metal band, but I could cut out a different silhouette that could relate to my band as opposed to a fluffy cloud. Okay, and then that's the last bit for section A now. So when we come back, we'll start section B, which is the design brief and the specification, and then we should be into designing. Okay.